It's week 3 of Christmas shorts, and tonight we are talking about one of the most famous Christmas characters outside of Jesus, of course, in the manger. We are going to be talking about his mother, Mary, and who Mary was, and we're going to answer that age-old question from that song that everybody likes to sing. What did Mary know? So, to answer that question, we are going to return, just like last week, to first century Nazareth. And we are going to visit Mary just after the angel left and see what Mary has to say for us today. So, if you're ready, here we go. Whoa! Where are we? What is this? What happened to my face? I don't hate it. Well, anyway, I know where we are. We are right outside the house where we were just last week when we visited Joseph. Except for, this is, I think, a few weeks before, where the angel Gabriel, just out here in the garden, has just left Mary. Now, we don't know a lot about Mary, except for that based on customs and culture of her time, we think she was probably pretty young, maybe 14, 15, 16, somewhere in there, fairly young for someone who's about to have a baby, but pretty common in Jesus's culture. She was Middle Eastern, a woman of color, and she would have been flabbergasted to be visited by an angel there in the garden. And so she's visited by this angel in the garden, and the angel comes to her and says, "Hey, Mary, the Lord has looked on you favorably, and you are going to give birth to a child." And she's like, "Wait a minute, I'm not even married yet. How am I going to give birth to a child? I've never done anything that would make me give birth to a child." And the angel says, "The baby is going to come from God." Can you imagine Mary's reaction? She's kind of like, What are you talking about? What'd you say? And the angel says, "You're going to have a baby from God." And Mary's kind of like, well, how is this going to happen? There's some things that need to happen that haven't happened yet. And if I'm going to have a baby, then these things have to happen. The angel's like, "Just trust God." And Mary, in that moment, instead of saying, no, we can't do this, Mary says, "Okay, if this is what God wants, this is what God's plan is, then let's let it happen." And so Mary becomes pregnant, and we know what happens because we talked about Joseph just last week. She gets married to Joseph, and the rest is, as they say, history. But there's a song that goes around during the Christmas season. "Mary, did you know that your baby boy?" We all know the song, right? I don't know that the song is really all that great. It sounds beautiful. If you love singing it, sing it beautifully and sing it loud and sing it proud. But when we ask the question, "Mary, did you know that Jesus would do this and this and this and this?" I think Mary's answer would have to be, "Yeah, the angel told me. I knew all of that." And more than that, she sings this beautiful song right after the angel leaves her called the Magnificat. In it, she just says, "God is going to do great things. My son is going to do great things. Generations will rise and generations will fall on the things that he is going to do." She recognizes what God is doing. And she knows who Jesus is going to be, even before she's pregnant with him. And so what did Mary know? Well, Mary knew that God was going to do something great. But Mary didn't know how it was going to happen. She didn't know what the plan would be. She's a young girl who's not even married and has been told, "Hey, you're going to have God's baby." But you know what? She trusts God. She says, "God, if you've got a plan, I'm going to follow you into it. Let's go. Let's go there." And God does amazing things. Matter of fact, we're sitting here today because of Mary saying yes. And so this Christmas season, the challenge for this Christmas short is to ask the question, what is God calling you to do that might seem impossible? What is God calling you to do that you may not want to do? Maybe you have some excuses. "I can't do that. I'm too young. I'm too old. I have to go to work. I have a busy schedule. I can't figure that out." And like the angel Gabriel looking at Mary right outside this house in Nazareth with the birds chirping, says, God has a plan. God will take care of you, and God will get it done. And so, friends, here from Nazareth, my challenge for you this week is to be like Mary, to listen and know that it's okay to say, "What you talking about, God?" But then to say, "You know what, God? I'm ready to follow. Whatever you're calling me to do, we're going to figure it out, and I'm going to trust you." So this Advent season, how is God calling you to trust God? And how might God change the world through the little things that you do? Mary, did you know? Yes, you knew. See y'all next week when we talk about the shepherds and visit Bethlehem. This is the Christmas Short. See y'all later.